Right, my brother, I know you got a lot of questions because none of this makes any sense. But what if I told you? That was the point. What you just saw unfold over the past 24 hours is called nonlinear psychological warfare, or kayfabe theater. 2 decades ago, Vladimir Putin hired a prolific avant-garde artist named Vladislav Surkov. Together, they created a very strange and novel kind of warfare. Here's how it works. You create, fund, and activate several different types of organizations: progressive, conservative, religious, radical, pro-government, anti-government, except none of the organizations are actually real, and none of the members of those organizations have any of the convictions connected to their ideologies. They're just actors. It's literally theater. Next step is to put all these organizations out into society. So they go to protest, they debate, they fight with each other in the streets, they debate on media channels. But none of it is ever real. It's just kayfabe theater. The third step is probably the most devious, because after they put all these fake actor organizations out there and let them debate and fight and protest and all this other stuff, Vladislav Surkov let the public know that none of it was real. What's the result of that? Well, as a Russian citizen, you'd walk outside and have to accept the fact that you could never tell the difference between what was real and what was fake. The insanity you've just witnessed for the last 24 hours is nonlinear psychological warfare on the global scale. It gives a whole new meaning to the phrase theater of war. There's a couple ways to speculate on who's behind all of this, but we're going to have to do the PG rated version one and say that it was Vladimir Putin. Vladimir's behind this. He probably did it to throw the Americans on their back foot. Probably saw some troop movement he didn't expect, or he saw some movement in the economy, and he's like, let me get the West thinking that the Wagner Group is turned on me and see how they react. Let me see if I can get them to move those troops or move that money back to where I want it to be. We are in a whole new generation of psychological, cyber, conventional warfare that we can barely even comprehend. That's the point. They don't want us to be able to comprehend it. They want to make it so that everything we see, we're just not sure what it even means. Remember all those ISIS videos where they were doing the terrible stuff to the American soldiers? Remember how well developed and well produced it was? Remember how it looked like Hollywood? That's because it was Hollywood. Don't get me wrong, the people who played the ISIS characters were real, and they probably committed real violence. But ISIS never existed. Neither did its ideology. Notice that ISIS was always saying death to America, death to the West, but they were always going to war with our enemies. At this point, we're in like Warfare 5.0. It's impossible to even wrap our heads around it because they've actually made the warfare so we can't wrap our heads around it. The best thing to do is only get your news from here. Take a walk outside, just ignore them. They're lunatics.